You better block him with at least one if you're going to have a chance.
Came in, and second to Rodgers and touchdowns thrown while escaping.
You ever been to that fish market and seen them throw those fish around?
What do you mean, see? I've caught a fish.
Did you really?
Oh, my goodness.
That's impressive. It's fun to watch them do that.
You're the talented guy. You're the receiver. Get the receiver hands. You've caught one, I'm sure.
No dead fish for me.
You ever caught one? Rawls has stopped there. No gain. Let's go down to Heather.
Well, you guys are talking about Russell Wilson. I talked to Dwayne Brown about what it's like to block, and he said, honestly, it's a true honor to block for a guy like Russell. I've blocked for pocket passers most of my career, so blocking for someone who is extending plays is new to me. He said it is an adjustment. The biggest thing, getting a feel for where he is in the pocket. I need to keep working on that because I think he's one place and he's somewhere else.
Welcome to Seattle.
That's what defensive guys say, too.
But having a stud left tackle so big for the Seattle team. Wilson winds up and fires like a pitcher. Caught by Baldwin, first down, 36-yard line. Doug Baldwin moving the chains.
Now let's take a look at Russell Wilson, a former baseball player, and to be perfectly honest, that looks a little bit like a baseball delivery, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, he kind of wraps it all the way around, but he is, I was talking to some people up in Seattle, and they say that, you know, it's gotten a little bit more here lately, and most people want that to be as quick as possible, but obviously plenty of magic in that arm.
See Tyrant, or beg your pardon, Buda Baker up there to read it, stop it. Gain of only a couple of yards. That's always one of the big things when you're watching a quarterback come out. How quick is that release?
And a lot. Most quarterbacks are trained that if you get beyond 10 yards, you're on your own. You better hit 10 yards and be stepping up to 8, 7, 6. But with him, he's not that tall to begin with, and you create a little extra space, and now he starts running around, and that's where those big plays happen.
But C.J. Prosise got a good block. That edge open, very close to the first down. Pulled down right at the line, but there is a penalty marker down. We knew it would be a busy night for Walt Anderson.
Personal foul, clipping number 82, offense, 15-yard penalty, still second down.
That is on Luke Wilson.
There. Got him perfectly. That's right where you want him, right? Everything has him surrounded. You make a little inside move, and there he goes. But when you think about it, just do the math on it. That anytime a quarterback is in the pocket, there are 6 gaps between those linemen, and he always finds one of them. Just like Aaron Rodgers does.
John Ryan kicking all the way back, fielded at the 2 by Kerwin Williams. Flag is down. He gets to the 15-yard line, and a second flag comes in as well. Used to be back in the day. He'll elite returners can go back. That one was fielded back between the 2 and the 3.
Yeah, that's too close.
Action on the gunner, Justin Coleman for Seattle. Justin Bethel.
Kick, holding number 28, receiving team, half the distance to the goal. It'll be first down, timeout.
Another long field for Arizona.
Hello again.
Hi.
That's a big phone.
With all of your conniving, you lost your charm. You built a flame that warms my heart, but you're lying and cheating, and I'm moving on. I'm gonna find somebody out there that will surrender to me in the loving care. Oh, I'm moving on.
Homeowners insurance.
I had an accident with the vehicle. I actually called USAA before we called the police. USAA was very hands-on, very quick, very prompt. I feel like we're being handled as people that actually have a genuine need. We're the Weber family, and we're USAA members for life.
USAA. Get your insurance quote.
That punt on the 2-yard line cost them. Cost them 2 points. Because there's just so many, we see so many penalties on special teams, you almost expect it now.
So Andy Lee with the free kick back to Tyler Lockett. He takes his own 12. It's going to be brought down at about the 28-yard line. Yes, we have another flag.
You can just keep it like this.
During the return, holding number 52.
It's so funny because I just watched another fucking YouTube.
Defense has been the top scoring defense in the league.
Here as well. You can see those big things right
who was coming on in, and he's also for a sack.
They're going to keep firing these shots, and here they come. A lot of other more pressure inside. The reason that you bring that outside defensive end down is you want that tackle to slide down again, and then Jermaine Fetty can simply convert the defense out to Antoine Bethea.
Roger muted. Because they can hear us.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
By the way, that safety for Seattle, safeties in back-to-back weeks. It happened twice in the NFL last year. The Seahawks defense the first to do it this year, and it's their lead to 2, and they're doing it without Earl Thomas, missing his second consecutive game. As Thomas, who has such an impact on this team in so many ways, in part because he never does what you think he's going to do. Hamstring injury as he misses game number 2.
You know, that's a great point, and we've seen Ed Reed like that. We've seen Troy Polamalu like that. The guys that are willing to take chances. He is, and then you throw it in there, but his speed allows these cornerbacks to play those back shoulder throws in a way they can't when he's not in there. So they'll play down so that back shoulder throw is there, and Richard Sherman or one of those guys can make it. Now the Arizona Cardinals are convinced that they also signal the corners when Earl Thomas.
Out of Michigan, Amara Darboh, covered well by Tremont Williams, 3rd and long coming up.
Boy, I tell you, this has been come into a position that if you followed the Arizona Cardinals over the last few years, you know they have just not been able to find somebody on the opposite side of Patrick Peterson. They've used Brandon Williams and Justin Bethel and a lot of different guys. Now, Tremont Williams is not the fastest guy in the world. He's not really a pure man-to-man coverage guy, but he is a veteran. Knows what he's doing and has added real stability to that back end on that defensive right side.
Again, it's 3rd and long for Wilson. Nothing open. Nowhere to go. He can't.
I need somebody to help me say it one time.
A better way to follow your sports. It's not a dream, it's TV come true.
Oh, baby, you got what I need. You got everything I need. You're like medicine to me. Oh, I'm thankful every day that you'll never, ever go away. Oh, you got what I need. You got what I need. You got everything I need. You're like medicine to me. Oh, baby,
All smartphones are more or less the same, right? But this is the Moto Z.
Hello, Moto.
Can your phone turn into a projector? Because a 70-inch projection beats any phone screen. And they might be bragging about portrait mode, but can your phone go beyond and transform into a real 360 camera? It's time to reinvent your smartphone. It's time to move on. Moto mods on the new Moto Z from Motorola. Get $200 off a Moto Z2 Force Edition.
Happy?
Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2017 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Thursday Night Football is brought to you by Lexus. Experience amazing. Why not use the theme from Golden Girls back in the day? All the aging running backs have kind of come out to Arizona for a little breakfast, a little visit. Chris Johnson was here, he's released his Eagles shuffleboard, and now, oh great, throw me under the bus. Thank you very much. Benny White to the 40 there. Jones walking back to the sideline.
And they're getting a little thin there now. Jaron Reed is one of the best run players on this Seattle defense, and Naz Jones is right there with him. They have really high expectations for where he's.
Team on the run, sitting next to Michael Bidwell, the team president of the Cardinals. Peterson stopped by Bobby Wagner. It'll be third down.
Well, the motion, first of all, is going to shift these linebackers, and then Bobby Wagner is just going to come in here and shoot right through the gap. You know, here's a guy that used to play a little bit of running back in his day, and he understands that really a linebacker, Mike, is just like playing running back.
A couple of times All-Pro. 5. Question 4. Stanton gets rid of it, but too high. But incomplete. Couldn't get the timing with J.J. Nelson because Michael Bennett was about to take him down.
Here we go. You're going to see this loop happen right here, and Michael Bennett, one of those guys with the speed to get all the way around there, but that was a big miss by Drew Stanton. That was a relatively easy throw to a really open receiver. It's one you need if you're going to knock off Seattle.
Tyler Lockett looking over the sideline. Andy Lee was so good at this for so many years, pinning teams inside the 10, and he'll do it here. Buda Baker will down it over at the 9-yard line. Halfway through this second quarter on Thursday Night Football.
If you hear the song.
Barry Sanders is one of the greatest running backs in football history. When it came to ducking defenders, nobody did it better. He's also a serious dodgeball player.
Here's the spin. Patriots left. Holy mackerel. Barry still got it.
But when it comes to mortgages, he's less confident. Fortunately, there's Rocket Mortgage. It's simple, so he can understand the details and be sure he's getting the right mortgage. Apply simply, understand fully, mortgage confidently. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans.
Experience the captivating Lexus RC Coupe with available 306 horsepower.
A recovery mission.
No comms, no GPS, complete communications blackout.
Becomes a fight for life.
Dalton, come in.
The Brave, all new, Monday after The Voice on NBC.
Well, Sunday in Phoenix, not too far from here, 5 drivers, including the 7-time champ Jimmy Johnson, racing to earn that final spot in the championship. 2:30 Eastern on NBC. NASCAR action. Chance for some of the drivers to be in this Valley of the Sun. And that big race to see who can qualify for Miami, Homestead, and the season finale with the championship on the line. From zone 9, Wilson checked down to Rawls. And Thomas Rawls gets 5 to the 14-yard line. 2015 championship in NASCAR won by that man, Kyle Busch. Drives for the Pro Football Hall of Famer, Joe Gibbs Racing Team. He's already guaranteed his shot to race for another title. See him up there. Harvick's in. Mark Truex has had an unbelievable season. And we'll see what Jimmy Johnson can do. Can he get into that last spot and go for a record 8th NASCAR title? Big racing weekend on Sunday before Sunday Night Football on NBC. Wilson, the read, the keep, protects himself as he slides down for a couple of yards. Interesting. Russell Wilson runs a lot and is really good at avoiding those big hits, getting out of bounds, protecting himself on that slide. That baseball first nature, getting down and sliding quick, really saves him some of those big shots.
Yeah, and it's such an important part of this offense because it keeps that backside pursuit from really chasing because you have to worry about Russell Wilson. Big play here.
J.D. McKissick's the back. Cards are bringing 4. Wilson's dealer. Lockett in the middle of the field to the 33-yard line. First down for Tyler Lockett. 16 moves the chains.
Here comes Dwayne Brown, who has really become the key. And you're talking about Chandler Jones on that side, who has half of all the sacks, 9, that the Arizona Cardinals have. But Russell Wilson just so comfortable. It's nice to get a punt returner type guy out there running those slant routes. Very difficult to get a jam against them.
Under 6 minutes till halftime. Number 33, play action Wilson. Gets that space to McKissick, former wide receiver, lined up at running back. Just shy of a 7-yard gain as Tyrann Mathieu's helmet came off. You asked Russell Wilson, terrific question, because he's always positive last night. You asked him if he has any bad days.
Yeah, and he paused for a minute, and he gave it a little, one of those half smiles, and he said, well, you know, tomorrow my dad would have been 63. And he really got a little reflective on all that his father had meant to him in his life and how he had showed him what giving back to people was all about. He had obviously deep love. You know, it was interesting hearing him tell how he would get him out of bed early and say, you're not competing against the people that you're playing against on Saturday. You're competing against people from all over the world. And here's what he put out today.
That on Instagram, and this was coming on the field. Thoughts of his dad, Harrison, who he lost to diabetes back in 2010. There it is on his shoe. Happy birthday, Dad. As Chris mentioned, would have been 63 years old today. You ask people around Russell Wilson, all the positives, why that great energy, so nice to people. They say it all comes from his dad, Harrison. That's why he is like this. Run for Rawls. Thomas Rawls into the secondary. Best run of the night for the Seahawks. First down to the Cardinals, 34-yard line. Pickup of 23.
Tough when the defense is going the wrong way. Here comes Doug Baldwin down, and they are going to slant away like that. And then Doug Baldwin just one-on-one on the outside blocking against Tyrann Mathieu and gets it done. They do so many things in there with Baldwin. So many times they'll run the bootleg off of that, but boy, that time he stepped in there and made a big block.
Seattle establishing a little bit of a run game on this drive. Can set up some deep shots. Wilson over the top, fire complete. Nick Van Ness, the third tight end with his 6th catch of the year, brings the Seahawks into the red zone.
Well, he got the full wind up on that one, didn't he? When he's going to throw it down the field a little bit, he's going to give it that loop and rip it in there, I guess.
No hole open for Rawls, not going to gain much there. Did a little bit in his earlier baseball days. And Wilson, matter of fact, was drafted by the Colorado Rockies. And that was one thing that his dad was able to see. His dad was around when he was drafted by the Rockies, passed a short time after. So at least he knew that Russell's success was going to happen at the professional level in one sport. Jimmy Graham, a little punch there on the head for Dwayne Brown, who was slow to get off the turf after that play.
Yeah, it looked like he got his ankle rolled up on just a little bit, and he kind of shrugged and said, get out of here, I'm fine.
Approaching the 2-minute warning from the 20. Wilson protected, now chased, and throws on the run incomplete for Graham. Over the sideline will be 3rd down. And long again, and Brown's going to come out now. Can't go on that foot. Matt Tobin coming in left tackle for Seattle.
Yeah.
Let's go back a couple of plays ago, see what happened.
See right at the tail end of this play, watch that right ankle, or I believe it is right here, is going to get rolled up on. And boy, we have both left tackles out of the game, at least for right now.
Tobin, who came over via the trade from Philadelphia, very limited action. 3rd and 11. Wilson's throw is complete, but Lockett had to come back forward. A flag is down. He's a yard shy of the first down. The flag is on the opposite side of the field. And the early indication is an offside on Arizona. So what do? You take 3rd and 6, or you get the 4th and 1 here? You'd think take the 3rd and 6. Pete Carroll getting his options now.
I had Marshawn Lynch. I might take 4th and 1. There's Chandler Jones on the outside here. Let's see if he leaves just a tad early. The official thought yes.
Well, it's interesting. The ball is marked inside the 10, Chris. I thought it was at the other side of the 10-yard line. So it's 4th and a half yard. I wonder if Pete Carroll will get a measurement or just make the decision here to take it.
Offside, number 55, defense. Seattle's elected to enforce the penalty 5 yards from the previous spot. It'll be 3rd down.
You know, the 2-minute warning, well, it's a defensive foul and force, so the clock will stop. Won't restart here. 2:09 to go. Now it kicks in, and we'll get to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and this is when defensively you have to start thinking about Russell Wilson running the football, right?
Well, everybody gets to think about it during this little break. At the 2-minute warning, Seattle, a safety, has them on top. Trying to add to that.
Let's go, bud. Right here.
Be awesome to have this guy around all the time.
Let's go, bud. Right here.
Bud Light's all around.
Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud. Right here.
I was wrong. This is where you belong. I'll go before I change my mind.
Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud.
Here's to the friends you can always count on. Bose presents Dialed In. Each week, we'll spotlight an NFL player whose focus, effort, and talent were on full display. In a recent thriller against the Texans, Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson threw for a career-high 452 yards and 4 touchdowns, including the game winner in the final minute.
Let's go.
However you feel, really feel. Bose, the official sound of the NFL.
Verizon and Google have teamed up on the Pixel 2. It's like Verizon is the oil and Google is the balsamic.
It's more like the Google Pixel 2 is the unlimited storage.
Verizon is the best unlimited plan.
I like oil and balsamic.
Get up to 50% off the Pixel 2 on Google's exclusive wireless partner, Verizon.
Is this for me? No.
Happy?
Woo! Let out your inner child at the Lexus December to Remember sales event.
Lease the 2018 NX300 for $319 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
There you go, Richard. Oh! Is that too hard for you?
No. Is it too hard for you?
Woo! We're playing catch now. Sorry.
For a moment, I thought I had given it away.
Schifrin nearly loses it.
Finding that I had won, Dad was crying. Mom was, she's one of my coaches, so she was like crying as a mom and scolding me as a coach. I was like, I know, I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
Lexus halftime report coming up. Good to have our pals from the NFL Network here with us as well. Rich Eisen will host with Tony Dungy and Rodney Harrison. Highlights analysis of the first half. Look ahead to Sunday Night Football, Patriots and Broncos. We'll be talking about if Adrian Peterson can get going in this second half. He's been held in check thus far. 3rd and 6 for Seattle at the 2-minute warning. Tramon Williams, who Chris, you talked about earlier, with the good play there, and a field goal attempt is coming.
Yeah, but look at how far inside he is. So he's going to take away that slant basically by alignment. And yeah, he's getting a little bit of contact going in there, but you'll see really veteran cornerbacks in man coverage situations take away certain throws and say, if you want to beat me, you got to beat me up the field, not on that slant.
Where Walsh missed 3 in the first half, inside of 50 last week. He's been waiting all week for that. Knocks it through, 33-yard field goal, and Seattle extends the lead to 5. And we're back in 30.
Well, my parents met in Texas. Then they moved to Washington. They had me at Fort Knox. They keep all the gold there. After that, we moved to Georgia for a couple years. Then we spent some time in Korea. Seaweed snack. Ew. And now we live here for good.
Our members call many places home.
Oh, lots of questions.
So we made owning a home easier. Navy Federal Credit Union, open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families.
The Walsh field goal has the Seahawks up 5. Well, Russell Wilson leading that drive down the field for the Seahawks. The Seahawks offense has been kind of odd. They've had a couple of drives. They started out very poorly. Those 2 3-and-outs early on in this game.
They ain't playing San Francisco this time, are they?
No.
This defense pretty legit. They got some big horses in there.
Blair Walsh kicking. Britton Golden will catch it. Second straight time he'll take a knee, and we'll take it down to Heather Cox.
All right, guys, there are some pictures you are about to see of losers of a competition that takes place weekly between Arizona quarterbacks and Patrick Peterson. It's called the Bucket Challenge, where you have to throw a fade pass into a bucket. And it's not as much about who wins, but as you can see, more about, well, who loses. And yesterday it was Blaine Gabbert that lost and came out tonight in a Tooth Fairy costume. Love it. Carson Palmer said he's been saving this one for a special occasion. And tonight, it was Blaine as a Tooth Fairy, guys.
Would you ever? Really? I mean, would you ever?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you would, huh?
Well, you know, if you lose a bet, you lose a bet. You got to do it. I jumped in the Ohio River once and I lost a bet.
From the 25, more to come on that. Gain of 20 to Gresham. Jermaine Gresham, the tight end, with a good throw from Stanton. See if Arizona can get something going offensively, jumping into a 2-minute drill.
Boy, that was good throw and a really good job protecting that time. That route took a little time.
Adrian Peterson, 2-minute drill. Andre Ellington the back. The pump by Stanton. Fitzgerald called for. Cam Chancellor says enough of that. Puts you down at the 39. Timeout Cardinals with 1-2-3 to go.
Watch Fitzgerald here do a little out and up move like that. That was a terrible drawing, but going to come out, little fake to the outside, then whip it right back inside, then Cam Chancellor said, come on. I got you covered right here. It's one of those retirement hits.
It was like a gift. Fitzgerald was caught with both feet off the ground, and Cam took care of 2 terrific players going head to head. You know they look forward to the 2 times a year that they match up, not just in the secondary, but as you said, in run blocking as well.
You know, 2 alpha males, and I'll give Larry Fitzgerald, here's one of the great receivers in the history of the game, but he's been willing under Bruce Arians to come down inside and become that key point of attack blocker, and he does a great job of it.
Willing and outstanding at it. 2 completions as the Cardinals think can score here. Stanton dancing the line, diving forward, gets only a yard out of that. Still plenty of time with 2 timeouts and a $1:11 on the turning clock.
Yeah, the Seattle Seahawks now playing a bit of a 3-man rush kind of defense, now 4.
Stanton pumps it and sends it out. Look out. Almost intercepted. Shaquille Griffin saw that, intended for John Brown. After that Stanton pump, Griffin was getting big-eyed.
So here's that one lurk coverage again. It's the same one that he got beat on a week ago for the big touchdown, and yet here he is against one of the fastest receivers in all of football, no fear. And if you're going to be a great cornerback, and that's exactly what they think he's going to be on the outside, you have to be able to forget about bad plays and stand in there against some of the fastest guys. That was nicely done.
You saw Earl Thomas come off the sideline and encourage him. These veterans love what Griffin brings. Fits in their room. 3rd and 9. Stanton slant complete for the first down. Ball comes out untouched as he went to the ground, so that is a fumble. Chancellor has it, and Cam Chancellor takes it across the 30-yard line, and Stanton is limping to the sideline. He went forward. I don't think he was touched as he was to the ground.
Forward, and you go, the ground can't cause the fumble, but yes, it can if you haven't been touched. So if that's ruled a catch.
It should be. It should be. He's taking 3 steps here. And you can cause the ground to make it a fumble because you went down on your own to the ground, and he did, and he lost it.
That took points off the board right there, didn't it?
Yeah, certainly a field goal opportunity. We're going to have to keep an eye on Stanton, too. He came limping over to the sideline after that play. Now he's walking back out there at the 40-yard line. This play is being reviewed. And by the way, Alberto Riveron, the vice president of officiating for the NFL,
going to the ground to make the catch. So is there the possibility that that makes it incomplete?
Because you have to survive the ground?
Correct. So even though he's not, you know, and you're making a catch and you're going to the ground, we see it all the time, they rule it incomplete.
Yeah. He's like running. He's taking 3 steps and then falls. You're right. I think you're right as you say that. But you watch this. Tell me this isn't a guy running with the football.
Well, it is, but was he going to the ground? He never was knocked to the ground. He was going to the ground in the process of the catch. I guess you can run 50 yards of stumbling and still.
After reviewing the play, the receiver was going to the ground, did not maintain control when he hit the ground. The pass is incomplete. It'll be 4th down on the 38-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 52 seconds. 52 on the game clock.
Pete did not want us to read his lips at this point.
And he's a veteran coach, one of the oldest in the league. He turned his back around. He knew. Look at this in real time.
I mean, you know, he gained 7 or 8 yards, but if we're going to have a rule, and that's what they're, I mean, I've seen it 1,000 times, right? You go into the ground making a catch, you don't maintain control, they take away touchdowns. In this case, they took away a fumble. Richard Sherman. Oh, I love this. Oh, I wish I could hear this. This is beautiful.
Speaking with Carl Paganelli, the umpire, one of the good officials in the league.
I would not want to be on the other side of a court of law if he were an attorney.
So they're going to go for it from the 38-yard line. By the book, correct. In the world of common sense, ridiculous. 4th and 9. They left in the backfield, try to keep this one going for Arizona. Seattle's going to take a timeout. And Stanton's upset because he thought the formation was going to work there with what they had.
This is the second charge timeout, Seattle. 30-second timeout.
So before 4th and 9, chance to remind you what comes up on Good Morning Football tomorrow. Titans running back Derrick Henry joins the crew. Good Morning Football, 7 a.m. Eastern tomorrow on NFL Network.
You should say, love the show, watch it all the time. They'll make a promo out of it.
You know,
I became world famous off of that. I said it one time, I was on their show. They're a crack up, first of all. That whole show is a crack up.
They are funny, aren't they?
Yeah.
But I knew you were going to say it, so there was no reason to go there. Okay. Tennessee's hosting Cincinnati this week, try to get to 6-3, and then we'll see them 1 week from tonight in Pittsburgh, where Bruce Arians coached for quite some time. Had a great thing going with Ben Roethlisberger. He's the quarterback's coach and the offensive coordinator for the Steelers.
You know, most coaches would just try for the field goal position. Don't be stunned if Arians goes deep. Just never would.
On 4th down, against the pressure, there it is. Shot play downfield, end zone through the hands of J.J. Nelson. And Seattle will get the ball at its own 38-yard line.
Well, Bruce Arians, you know what you're dealing with, right? He is a riverboat gambler, and this is just a tremendous job here by Shaquille Griffin. I think you are going to be having a bit of a coming out party tonight after this conversation. Maybe other people are going to pick up on the fact that they think they have something really special. And of course, nobody's going after Richard Sherman, right? They don't like going over there like they don't like going against Patrick Peterson. So the other side has to make plays, and Shaquille Griffin's making plays tonight. That was nicely done.
So 46 seconds, 1 timeout. Remember, Blair Walsh, although the struggles last week, has a big leg, can kick your 50-plus yard field goal. So Seattle really only needs about 22, 23 yards to give Walsh a legitimate shot at adding 3 more.
Wilson loves to scramble in these kind of situations.
He'll haul one downfield for Richardson. Richardson pulls it in at the 20-yard line. Seattle preserves the timeout. Let's see, nope, now they'll take it. Now they'll take it. Too long to come down with 32 seconds left. They'll use the last timeout after the 42-yard catch by Paul Richardson.
Well, Paul Richardson came into this game with a bit of a groin injury, but he is once his player's contract year. And now you have Tyrann Mathieu. Nope, that's Budda Baker coming and trying to catch up to him. Just couldn't quite get there. And Russell Wilson right in the bucket.
A good job by Richardson, the 2nd-round pick out of Colorado, who's really emerged. 5 touchdowns on this season, 25 receptions. Doug Baldwin went from undrafted to become a big-time number one type target for this team. The emergence of Richardson, can they have a legit number 2 wide receiver to add to this bunch second half of the year?
No question. And I think the other thing we have to keep in mind is that Tyvon Branch is out. He is sort of the quarterback back there in that defense. And so now some people in some new positions, and Wilson able to take advantage of it.
Still no Dwayne Brown at left tackle. Matt Tobin